It's going down like this, motherfucker.
This shit is crazy. The following
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was hoeing. Hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Say that, nigga. Shit. Bar, bet the bar, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog needs slop Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and...
Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
I just left a light in this bitch. I'm finna hit the shop in this shit.
Hey, where the white women at?
I'm trying to told you just with Herman, man.
Hey, where the white women at?
I'm trying to told you just with Herman, man.
Hey, where the white women at?
I'm trying to told you just with Herman, man.
Well. Get it for you. Well. Gotta get a piece of my a little like magic. Said it feels like magic.
Joe feet. He looked down, seen her feet. The nigga went berserk. Killed the monkey. Threw the bat out the window. Start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also, because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously. Can you?
You don't understand. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am.
Group of you together, you never can tell who's who.
I've seen a lot of black guys, Nipsey, but you're overdoing it.
My eye. Plus, I'm in love with a bitch I can't stand.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply.
white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama, and you.
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky?
Don't know me what it nigga.
I don't mean to be out of line. Mean to be rude, mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line.
What's all that noise? What's all that noise? Oh, that's his daddy.
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it? Oh shit!
Get your hands off of me, shit!
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black ass. And then
I think we OD. I think we OD. I think we OD.
For my word, can't be my equal, don't know what you heard. For my word, for my word, for my word.
That's the difference when you're my baby. That's how it is when you.
Used to snort cocaine, now I fiend for the. Used to snort cocaine, now I fiend for the check, yeah.
Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loot juice. It pulls up in the deuce. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loot juice. It pulls up in the deuce. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loot juice. It pulls up in the deuce.
I guess you go to the history of European civilizations. 250 years is how long they last before they implode because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
Lean on back, lean on back, lean on back, lean back, lean back.
To the east, to the north, to the west, to the south, above, below, and the middle. Greetings. Greetings. This is Big Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins, and I am that one and only Galactic Daddy-O, welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. Oh, okay, that was funny. Oh, that was funny. But here I am, back again to greet everybody. And as I always start off, I'm just drinking water tonight. Feeling good, so just drinking water. So toast, pop them if you got them. I'm still on these gummies, these herb gummies. They don't have my flavor, but this is better than some of the other ones. So smoke them if you got them. And, I'm still fucking with acid blondies. And these is $5, $7. I think if I bought like 200, I'd probably get them $2 or $3 a piece. But I'd have 200. But these is acid blondie. And blondie is built off the character from the good, the bad, and the ugly. And let me get right into, what's on my mind. Talking about the Milwaukee game in Memphis. I'll tell you what Doc put in. Defensively, I can't say I saw a lot of what Doc put in. But one thing that's going to help them, and they ran it successfully tonight. Again, back-to-back games on the road. All the players don't want to be playing the very last game. Understand that, too. That's kind of a slap in the face to veteran players, too. Because everybody else could go on vacation last night. These motherfuckers got to play prime time. So that keep that in mind, too. A lot of motherfuckers is mad about that as well, that they got to play. And everybody, the dudes, think about the dudes who don't make the All-Star team and ain't got to do none of that shit, they in some other country. They like, okay, I didn't make the All-Star game. Come on, baby. We got 3-4 days off. So that's that too. But I want to mention this. The one thing that you could see Doc added that they definitely didn't do before is Doc and Portis. Was that Portis? Yeah, Doc and Portis were good. Giannis and Portis. They went after that. And I saw that. Let me see. I saw that a little bit last week, but I noticed they were very effective with them playing. It's almost like they're playing a double, like a double. Well, it was like, any time Giannis got double teamed, they ran the set where Portis was deep wing. And so whatever set they ran, Portis would be Giannis' side. So if Giannis caught it like further down from the elbow, Portis would still make the adjustment to slide free from the double team. And that is something that Doc put in, because they used to run that with Garnett and Paul Pierce. They used to run that, but that's a nice niche that he put in. And so you could see, but again, none of them people wanted to play. People, think about, you make the All-Star team. You got to go back down there. You got to travel again and go down there. You see, instead of, having a little time to relax, you got to be right back at it. And most of these people play Tuesday. I think Tuesday, Sunday, and then I think the league starts back Tuesday. I think they have Monday off. Well, Monday's President's Day too. But that was something worth. I think that was something worth paying attention to, for the people that don't think you can't see anything that Doc put in. That was a nice set, and I see where they can be successful off that. Singleton didn't play, right? He didn't play. So, all right, who's with the party people? L Reborn Amaroon Khan, what's happening? And I know you up late this night. You got to have vision. And if you join me, since you're the first one, you get to sit anywhere you want. You can have a booth in the Galactic Patio as we do the. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic song. But there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone. But if you do, tell them, Sly. We will take you higher, baby, higher, baby, higher, baby, higher, baby. Oh, Anthony G, thank you for coming. And I know that you got
to have vision.
And I know you don't mind going on the Galactic Patio and joining everybody as we do.
Would you like to dance with me during the cosmic swap?
But there's only one rule.
Don't touch my...
That's right, leave that F-150 alone. But if you do, slide, give it to us. Ah, Dr. Sinister, thank you for coming in. And I know you're a player like myself, so I know you definitely.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
And you also have.
Got to have vision.
And join us on the Galactic Patio as we are all following.
Would you like to dance with me during the cosmic?
But there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
That's right, leave that F-150 alone. But if you do. Take you higher, baby. Thank you for joining. I appreciate everybody's watching. Everybody's going to watch. Thank you for coming in and watching the old guy do his thing. Yeah. You know, what does the song say? Do your thing while I do my thing. And as you know, I got my thing and you got yours, so I don't have time to watch your thing. We do our things as we get into it. Now I was listening to some, you know, and people like do each other's like interpret what each other does, and I guess how do I want to take this? So you know, brother, or what is this? The guy on the Black Magic, he had Valentine up, and I've said before, you know, how Valentine had came up with a thought or understood like the different frequencies that people were, or the different type of melanins that there once was, that it was just different type of melanins, and how Wes Paneri turned that into different kind of energies. You know, it was the same kind of energies kind of hung around each other. So it was really the same kind of concept. Well, I heard Bomber kind of twist a little bit of what Wes Paneri said. I mean, it was obviously, you know, it came from Wes Paneri. And Wes Paneri, and I've heard the Gipper knock this. You know, the Gipper has knocked this, but I heard Wes Paneri did say something about, if you get into his papers, Wes Paneri's papers, Wes P-E-N-E, he's on Facebook too. I'm Facebook friends with him, I think. He hardly puts anything out, but anyway. So many myths and so many old stories tell you about what to do when you die. You know, Wes puts it as like a training, a place where you can look into your Akashic records and you learn how to be dead, you know, but you see that there's more that continues on. And Bomber gave a nice, you know, he kind of gave his own spin about that, but it was basically saying the same thing. Is the consciousness that you are and what you are, you know, that will never be killed. That just goes into a different part of what you are to become, what you are. And that there are, you know, it is older traditions that can carry you into that kind of thing as well, where you really don't. So it doesn't mean that, you know, like they have a lot of people thinking that it's some kind of phantom and people just fall out. And it doesn't always mean that. I mean, it's very possible that, you know, you've already stepped into where you're supposed to be. So that could be very well as well. So I just wanted to say that. Hey, Jeffrey Lane, what is happening? Thank you for coming. Oh, and I know you definitely got
to have vision.
And I know you definitely don't mind.
Would you like to dance with me during the cosmic swap?
And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my.
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone, but if you do, what does he say? Slide stone. What's happening, Jeffrey Lane? What's happening? I don't know when I'm gonna get to see Madam Web. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe tomorrow I get to see Madam Web. I'll see if it's up the street. Then me and my daughter might go up there and get us a pizza because I think they make pizza up there too. The Egan place got better pizza. The beer's bigger, but it's a longer drive. I can just go up the street. Better seats too. Those seats, recline. They recline. I don't recline. Do y'all recline at movies? I can't be that ungrounded. Unless it's a hotel or something, but just to go to a movie and I'm a strange place and just become totally ungrounded, I can't see that. That's too relaxed for me. Like them clubs where motherfuckers be laying around and shit. It look like somewhere, you go rob everybody. Motherfuckers laying down. Let's go rob everybody. That's what I would be in them kind of clubs. I'm like, why don't we rob all these motherfuckers laying down? they would be totally unprepared and too relaxed to fight back. That's what that shit used to make me do. Okay, Madam Web, okay. The Gipper deleted one of my comments. I don't like that free speech being taken away. Yeah, sometimes motherfuckers say some foul shit to me. I erase that shit too, but that's between you and him, I don't know. I rarely comment on his stuff. I mean, still, by far, I would say, like, my favorite YouTuber is the Gipper. I mean, him and the Bobber have the best stuff, no doubt. Not to say there aren't others that have equally, but as far as personal favorites, those two cats are, what they bring is above pretty much, if you can hear them, And like I said, I caught the Gipper a little of that racist shit coming out one time. I was like, this nigga's kind of racist. So I guess that's a part of being, having that good mind too. But it's hard for them, they're conditioned just as well as we conditioned. So, but as far as just things to think about, like now, with the Gipper talking about that, putting that fireplace together. I mean, that's some good stuff there. That's some really good, helpful stuff, I think. The Gipper is going too much into the reality stuff. It's just reality doing. Well, yeah. Because what happens is this is what happens with the reality stuff. You can see it and notice what this thing is and how fake this thing is, but it doesn't stop this thing. And no, this thing doesn't like being figured out. It would rather hide in the shadows. That's the way it is. A lot of people, there's a lot of different kind of shadow works, but the deepest shadow is still the beast. I don't care, all the witches talking about shadow work, but the beast is part of the shadow too. Now, not saying some of those energies can't be worked with, but remember, the beast wants to hide in plain sight. That's how it operates. So, just because you figured it out, it doesn't change the way the beast operates, because you're only going to touch how many minds, and the beast has the capability of touching, infinite minds. So the reality thing is you should be able to change your own reality. That's what that should be some of his point too, is that is a lot of what you control too. Now, nobody's saying all these biases ain't in America, but we are at the point now where we can overcome a lot of the biases, especially if you have a skill and if you have a talent. And that's what, America has been about for us is we have talent and you have the right skills. And if you have the talent and you have the skills, then that's, how far you take yourself. It just can't be really reality pulling this stuff off. It's halfway, but it's still not everything. Exactly. It's not the whole story. It's a part. And so, you can't have people just drifting off, because that's what the message comes off is. It's like, well, nothing really matters. It does matter as far as energy goes. I mean, it's just like no matter what, like, and just like a program, you know, if you eat bad, what can happen to you? You know, if you smoke cigarettes till you get so old, you know what's going to happen. I mean, it's not like it hides. You know, these things can happen and will happen. You know? So regardless, there's patterns and there's flow and there's still energy, because that's mostly, we are water and we are energy. And so these things still, and the other problem is the way we're made up. And I guess this is like the biggest problem is, like, most people can't take themselves to their quantum selves and get into the true quantum gardens. Most people can't trim it like that. You know, most people, and again, you know, like you seeing me and you seeing yourself, is that's what you expect to see. And so that's the way that all of it comes together. You know, like remember American Gods, they could go through the telephone, or the Matrix, they could go through the telephones lines and shit like that. I mean, that's saying how you come to, when you look and wake up and you look at yourself and what's presented in front of you, it's all you told yourself all this was there when you went to bed, so you expect all this to be there when you wake up. And this thing is very much a repeater. So again, you know, what do they say? You know, the fucked up thing about jail is when you get comfortable. And so as people call this a prison planet, you know, you get comfortable, you know, with the reality. And so you find the highest of yourself. And that's kind of how you attack it. Exactly. You can manifest your own thoughts in this world straight up. These people can't hold us personally on the streets. Worldwide, we have to work together. We can still do it. Oh, indeed. Yeah, no more excuses for us. Yeah, that's right. Anthony G, that's right. It's no more excuses. And so it's not to say it doesn't exist, and you might have a few difficulties, but it's too many examples of people that didn't have just, you know, good lives. You know, so often that, you know, entertainers push wealth and being wealthy, but it's people that, I mean, if you just had a good life and you had a good job and your pension and you put the work in there, I mean, it's so many success stories of that, of people getting that. Not saying everybody ain't going to run through, you know, what rough waters, because that's just part of life. But it's a lot of bread. I mean, that's what you got to understand. It's like when that bread is out there, you can get that bread. And Biden, that's one thing Biden you showed you from the beginning. It's like, you, for this little period, we going to make, you know, a lot of bread out there that you just can get. Now, a lot of people fell for the scam, you know, thinking, you know, this would never come back on us. No, it's too good to be true. That's a trap. That's a trap. And a lot of people fell for the trap. And a lot of people were able to stay neutral. A lot of people got a vacation. So, I can't say what, but I mean, we're going to be heavily manipulated in the next few months, you know, no doubt. But work on you. So no matter what changes on their level, you still do your thing. Man, I'm sorry last night, man. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking it snowed for the first time. And I just wonder, did that make my plants react a certain way? Because part of having plants is also they clean the air. And I know I'm kind of sensitive when they clean the air. So, but it's like when I lived near the lake, when they would do this, I would sneeze. Up here, it just seems to be more little sinus. But I mean, sometimes down there, sinus trouble too. So far, I'm better. Oh, let me show you. This is what my wife gave me. So, you know, I like life around me. So I got a couple plants in here, and this one doesn't need direct light, I guess. And this room has well, it's just this, it's a pretty big window right here, but this is the only window, and we're facing west. So, you know, but so far that one is doing pretty good. And yeah, let this one do good in here too. Because, all my altars, is a bunch of dead stuff. A bunch of, but it's not bad to have alive things around you and things that you can take care of, And in my poor corn plant, I was watering it to death and didn't even notice. So it's been drying out. It'll do better. I think I'm only going to take my little plants out. My crooked plant in there, it did good outside, but it hurt it too. So next summer, it's going to stay right where it's at. I'm going to move it when we paint, but those two plants, I think I'm just going to keep them in. But I got to get a much bigger pot for my corn plant, which I'm going to do. I was at a Home Goods looking at them. Probably find a just as big as pot. Maybe not as decorative at Menards. And the plants, my plant downstairs is 14 years old. This plant in this other room, let's see. That plant, the one plant I got in the other room is about 2 years, going on 2. This plant, let me see, 14. Yeah, almost 10 years old, I guess. Yeah. 14, 15. So that plant has to be 9. Well, let's see. Well, 14, yeah. 14 or 15. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I've had that plant. And that plant was a little plant. And it's a big, huge thing now. But the main part of it never wanted to grow straight up. No matter what I did, it was like, fuck that. I'm growing this way. And so the rest of the plant is kind of like blew up in the pot. And it's this one spine that is the original plant that never wanted to be straight. So I've got a little thing to hook it onto. But I just love, life around me. And that's, like it's so much life and levels around us. Like even we all feel like, as people say, different dimensions and that kind of thing. But it's like when you raise your vibration or you raise your kundalini, you vibrate really high. So it doesn't matter which one of those you're in. It's like you're in now. It's like I always say, be here now. More than anything, it's like, it's funny how there's so many things to take you away from being here right now. Like, even though I'm sitting there talking, this little part of me is, daydreaming about some old shit. You dig? So, oh man. And okay, so yesterday, we got like 6 inches down here yesterday. And right now it is 16 degrees. Check this shit out. It is 16 degrees above zero. The rest of the day, it's only going to be a high of 19. It's going to warm up a little bit Saturday, but good. Wear one of my coats. So, in the rest of the week, no more snow, it looks like. And, I think a lot of people have Monday off, no mail. It is President's Day. And so, this is one of the coldest nights. And it's going to be cold tomorrow. Don't think I'm doing much, but might. So we got about 6 inches of snow. Let me see, does it say that anywhere? 19. Yeah, I'm definitely. Yeah, nothing else, huh? Okay, not giving me. Okay. So it's going to get down to 12 tonight. Okay, I'm going to be up in here, y'all. I'm be up in here, y'all. So that's just part of the world. Oh, why is it reacting so slow? Okay. Yeah, and it was just the one game tonight, I do believe. Yeah, they was talking about this. They do not like. There's been a lot about this. Apparently the new baseball players do not like the new Nike uniforms. Apparently they don't like the pants because they say the pants aren't pants, but it's Fanatics and it's Nike. Kicked off this week across Florida and Arizona. Plenty of actual baseball. We know everybody in great shape. There's already been much discussion about new uniforms debuting in 2024. The new Nike Viper premium uniforms, which are manufactured by Fanatics. That's why the Fanatic jersey is cheaper than the Nike jersey, and have been taking a lot of heat both by fans on social media as much more important by the players who are wearing the new threads. They have been frustrated enough to reach out to the players' union about the uniform changes. One of the big complaints has been the small lettering. Here's a look of the White Sox. This is White Sox? It's Darvish. Michael White. Where's Michael White? Okay, that's a big deal right there. Compared to, I don't know if that's a big deal to me. Letters are kind of small. Okay. It says the lettering looks small, but why? Who cares? Who cares? Okay. And here's a side by side of the replica jerseys. Last year's versus this year's. It looks like better material here. I see. Okay. I don't know. I don't know that this bothers me. I'd want less of their name on my back. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off away with this year's New Jersey offering. Wow. We also see a lot of complaints about the colors and the font choices used. Cubs Nike endorsement told the Atlantic he's spoken with Nike. It's one of those things where the good and the bad. It's hard to sit here and blast them up or to praise them for this stuff on both sides. I think the beauty's willing to those conversations. It's a change of anything. Initial reactions are going to be strong, but I do think that there had some things altered for the better. But yeah, this is what I mentioned. The pants. They said the pants aren't real pants anymore. There have been complaints about how the pants fit. This is what the back of the jersey looks like with the new template. Players are pretty unhappy. Says they don't fit right. Pants are no longer as customized, and the fabric is very consistency. What is a different consistency than the top? Okay. The Athletic article also pointed that they received some complaints from members who have started to become involved in voicing concerns to the league. Is in one side. Nike that included quotes from players, how great the jerseys fit. The Vapor Premium jersey is soft, light, and comfortable. It is almost like wearing my favorite shirt. The jerseys this season are much more breathable and vents on the numbers and better airflow. The new uniforms fit better and feel lighter. So getting a little both sides, but I've been catching that the last couple of days. Oh, PJ Allen, what is happening? And I know you always control y'all.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
And I know you got
to have vision.
And I know you don't mind joining us on the Galactic Patio. But there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that lightning alone, but if you do, what do we do, Sly Stone? All right, let me catch up. Thank you, PJ, for joining. Fanatics t-shirts are super thin. I can't buy them anymore. Well, you know, the better deal is definitely when you get the Nike on them. It makes it worth more, first of all. It's cheap. It's sometimes it's the same jersey. They just on and off with the Nike thing. The Nike stuff tends to be a little. They make it the same. So some of the stuff appears to be the same. Some of it appears to be a little different. Like I could pull some stuff out and you can see the difference. It's like the starter jackets. They starter jackets, but they ain't Nike starter jackets. You know, they ain't Nike jackets. And so, you know, it ain't Nike, it's starter. You dig? And so, like, what I noticed is what they would do is they would have an NFL brand. But it's made by Starter, but it would say NFL when you looked at the tag. But obviously it's made by Starter. So, hey, Smoke Dog, thank you for joining me. And I know to be up that late, you must have.
Got to have vision.
Oh, and please join us as we get on the galactic patio and. And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 alone, but if you do. Thank you, Sly Stone and Woodstock. Well, thank you coming in from Alabama. I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, so I could pull this stuff out and show you, the difference. And that's why, when I bought my twins' winter coat, it was Nike. I saw the stuff that wasn't Nike and that they offered, and I was like, this is Nike, so this is a little better stuff. So that's, just like, the Jordan brand. And then it's funny, it ain't Team Jordan anymore. It's Jordan brand. Remember, it used to be Team Jordan? Used to be Team Jordan. Okay. Team Jordan. But yeah, my day was smooth. It was kind of cool up here, but after a snowstorm, it was slushy. Who was this that retired? Who retired? Who was this? David Blau? I don't know who this motherfucker is. So I guess David Blau retired. Y'all know who he is? David Blau retired. Y'all know who he is? I don't know who he is. Guess he's retiring. And then I saw the quarterback. One of the quarterbacks is trying to get out of his NFL contract so he can play. Because we've got the new league coming up in a couple weeks. Anytime it should be coming up. Next couple weeks should be coming up. So, I watched, I don't know if I finished my thought, but I was watching the Run DMC thing, and if that is really like Russell Simmons is only a little bit older than me. The fellas is only a couple years, so it's like still I'm in that generation, and like we all saw the music transform, and even before like the rap thing came out, having two turntables and blending, even before rap, that you could see that's where it was going. In Michigan, we was starting to have the two turntables. We was doing more blending, but we was already had the turntables, and blending music back and forth, especially having parties. You can just blend music back and forth when you have parties. And then, you can had the cassette and you could pop the cassette and, had the system going. And so that whole thing and the way the music came out and the beautifulness of, and them, being able to be from the beginning of it, and say, 40 years ago, this is what I was doing and the bread they all generated and the life and traveling around the world. And it's amazing that, Jam Master Jay or whatever, that he's been dead for almost 20 years. Matter of fact, it's like 22 years because he died in '02. So but it's just, watching the way and watching the way that rap was changed and the way they had to stay relevant and the change they made. They were starting to dress like, the contemporaries around them. I guess you can't wear the Godfather hats forever, which they always, they was with the Adidas, but they with the hats and stuff. They kind of, they was always Kangos and, stuff like that. But it was interesting to watch how they had to stay significant. The changes they had to make because the styles and the changes. Because if you're not changing styles, if you're popular culture and you're not changing styles, you kind of like you see Tony Yayo and that other Charleston White wearing the, the shiesty mask. Now I know Yayo got to be 50, and I don't know how old the little guy is. I don't know how old he is. He looks to be in his 40s. But they trying to wear the stuff that the young dudes is wearing, like teenagers. That's too much. That's why I say you adapt to my style, instead of us changing. Hey, Vanetta, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. How's everything? I hope the storm wasn't too bad on you. And I know Vanetta definitely has.
Got to have vision.
And when you join all the other people on the Galactic Patio as we do. And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my...
Leave that F-150 alone, but if you do, what does he do? What happens to Sly Stone? I will take you higher. Future championship parties are canceled. Ooh, that is interesting. I had a rumor. Okay, it apparently they said it was two dudes fighting, and they started shooting at each other while they was fighting. That's what it apparently. And I showed the picture yesterday of the guy. Last night, the guy get tackled. So apparently that's what happened. It was some personal beef and nothing, you know. You should check out Grandmaster Flash on Drink Champs. He broke everything down about how the DJ phenomenon blending came about. Okay, I will. I think I saw some of it. AJ McCarron is going to play for the UFL. Okay, after I saw it. Okay, the Alabama. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Karen. Yep, exactly. Yeah, so it wasn't, you know, it was like people that was throwing parties was having two turntables. It was like now check this out. Now, again, I used to watch the original Soul Train. And the original Soul Train, a large, like if it wasn't a guest singing, a lot of it was Don going around and asking what do you want to dedicate? And then the person would dance down the line. And he would do that to the next. Don't you know now I've watched the very first Soul Train. I caught something they took out. I had never seen it before. They took it out. He is actually doing that on, they must have, because they taped the first show. They did. I've never seen this footage where he was actually interviewing the couple before they went down the line like he did back in the old Chicago show. And you got to be my age and older to remember that. Because that's what he used to do when he was on, the Bozo channel. What is it called? The Bozo channel. It's right off the Eisenhower. WCCO, is that it? No, that's a local channel. But the Bozo channel, I can't think of it. I'm old man. But that's how he used to do it. And I caught him doing that on the new show, which he never did. I've never seen a show where he did that, but I caught some footage of him actually saying, who is he? Ask him their name. You got any dedication? And they would dance down the line. And he did 2 or 3 people. I was like, wow, I've never seen this. So, yeah. But yeah, so that people that threw parties was already, going to Radio Shack, getting the unique kind of turntables or WGN? Yeah, WGN, the Bozo station. Bozo and shit. Bozo. It's funny. I've said before, Bozo was funny the motherfucker. I got trapped on being over there. I was old. I got trapped twice, and I've told this story before about going on Bozo. I was supposed to just sit with the adults, and they was like, hey, you can come sit in the crowd with the children. I'm like looking at them like, who? I was like 11 maybe, and I'm looking because my brother was like 4 or 5, and I'm like, that's who was there for. They've got me to sit in the stands at the Bozo. And then when they had the prize and stuff, to drop the ping pong balls in the little bucket, I'm sitting there like, man, I'll kill this. Man, they brought somebody that, I'm not making fun, but it seemed like the person was kind of handicapped. They brought the handicapped person out, and he wasn't even sitting with us. And he couldn't even drop the ball in the first bucket. They were giving the ball, he would just drop it. He couldn't even they had to put his hand over the bucket to get the little minimum prize. But yeah, that's how the old Soul Train used to be. Bozo. Now Bozo would trip people out. They'd be like, damn, go away, Bozo. Go away. Go away, Bozo. Man, I caught a death that definitely had to be a tribute. You know what? Who did they kill? Did y'all catch? Man, who did they kill? They killed Prime Minister of one of the African companies. They killed a billionaire. Let me see if I can find this. A billionaire got killed on the way to the Super Bowl. They was on their way to the Super Bowl and they crashed and it killed the billionaire and it killed some dignitaries. Let me see if I can find that. So I think those deaths belong to the Super Bowl. I think those deaths definitely, as I was reading that story, I was like, this belongs. And this should be coming up, but I'm not seeing it. But I think we can attribute them killing them people on the way to the Super Bowl. I think those deaths definitely are part of the sacrifice. And, I'm going to say this too. Even though Jam Master Jay got himself, with drugs, he was a sacrifice for the success too. I mean, you got to see that. He was definitely a sacrifice for their success. Who was that? What was the, let me see, billionaire. Let me see. Here it is, right here. This story. Yeah, now I think this is definitely connected to Super Bowl. Nigerian bank CEO and family among 6 people killed in California helicopter. We have to add these 6. We definitely have to add these 6. So we're going to add this to 46. This was part of the Super Bowl sacrifice, and maybe even a little Kobe thing. But this cat, Nigerian CEO, banker, and family. The CEO of a major Nigerian bank, along with his wife's son, were among the 6 people killed in a helicopter crash in the Mojave Desert. Access Bank chief executive Herbert Wigwe died. Wegwe in a plane crash, confirmed, the bank said. His wife, son, family group, chairman of the stock exchange, Ambilo Aguabanjo was also killed. World Trade Organized director Najizo. So you see the coroner confirmed these deaths, and also on Tuesday, also released the names of the helicopter pilot who died. 1, 2. Okay, these 2. They were young. Wow. The pilots were extremely young. 22, that number. We know what that number means. Charter was flying to Motor City just outside Vegas. Aircraft was operated, took off at 8 and crashed just in 2 hours. What would make that plane? Man, it caught fire. Yeah, duh. Probably it blowed up. What would cause that thing to crash? Conference confirmed that there's precipitation at the time of the crash, noting the helicopter descended from an altitude of approximately 1,000 to 1,500 feet. So he went up and impacted terrain nose low, right bank angle. So he went up and hit the mountain. So he went up in the air and hit the mountain. 100 feet, the wreckage would be moved. So he went up in the air, called the deaths overwhelming tragedy. Yeah, this was a hit. I mean, this was probably a hit too. This sounds like a hit. Wow. I mean, these weren't normal people, so this was a hit. I mean, look at all these important people that they caught together. They took them all out at once. So, yeah, you know what they say is you want to know who killed somebody, follow the money. See who benefits from all them people dying. Hey, Lorenzo, what is happening? Woo, okay, cancel. What's happening, Lorenzo? Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. And I know every night when you come in, you definitely got
to have vision.
And will you join me on the Galactic Patio while we... And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 alone, but if you do... Take you higher, baby. How is it down in the Mississippi? Thank you for joining me. So good to see you again. They say some Falcon football player passed. And you know how they try to mock you. They're like, well, look, they still dying. It's not the Super Bowl, and ex-players are still dying. This is a mocking death. This is what this is. They feed you. See, the beast will feed you what it thinks that you're interested in. So, I've been doing so the beast is showing you sports people die all the time. That's what they're showing you. See, sports people die outside of the Super Bowl. It ain't just the Super Bowl they die. He played 10 years. Wow. So he should have got some kind of pension money. 6th round of 75. Okay. How old was he? He was 70. Okay. He played in 123 games with 93 starts. He played in 1 game for the 49ers. Okay. He's probably hurt. Oh my goodness. Do y'all see Kenny the Jet Smith? How bad his knee is? You see how his knee is knocked? Like his one knee is really knocked in? Man, some of them injuries. Man, Kenny's knee looks bad. Like they when they showed him that one time standing up, when they took a picture of all of them, ooh, and then you see him run down there. Oh, we had some pleasant weather. I can tell spring is around. Hey, we had about 7 inches of snow last night. Like we had no snow where I could just walk in my backyard. It's up to my knees in my backyard, probably higher. But I got to put some more. I should have put bird feed out. It's going to be cold tonight. I should have put some bird feed out. Hey, Joey, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you coming in. I'm starting to see pollen. Yeah, it turned winter here, but I mean, winter this time of year is not too bad. LSU freshman running back charged with attempted murder recently. Whoa. Oh, whoa. I think I did run across that. Whoops, didn't want that. Okay. Let's see. Here we go, I think. I think this is it. This is a little bit of debauchery. LSU state running back charged with attempted second-degree murder. Running back carries NCAA college football game against Army in Baton Rouge. The freshman was arrested February 15th, which was, yesterday, and charged with attempted second-degree murder and other charges. A Louisiana State football player was arrested, charged with a second degree after a shooting last week, wounded 2 people. Travion Holly, a freshman running back, faces 3 charges: attempted second-degree murder, aggravated criminal damage to property, and illegal use of a firearm on a public roadway. Said Holly was booked and where he was held on 100, so he's not getting out. He should be able to get out. The arrest stems from a shooting night in a small town. The night around 10:30, enforcement was called to apartment complex for reported shooting. Once there, deputies found 2 people and gunshot wounds. More information, their condition was not immediately available. In addition to Holly, 2 other teenagers was arrested. Raymond Jones, charged with attempted and illegal use. 16-year-old boy was charged with attempted second-degree illegal use of weapons. Yeah, I'll say he might, depending on how important he is, he might beat that, and the other 2 might take the charge. He might can beat that. I'm just saying, depending on how important he is, he might be able to beat that one. We'll see. We'll keep our eye on that one. But he might be able to beat that. But we'll keep our eye on that one. But thank you for giving me that. I appreciate it. Oh, all right. Oh, okay. It's some other motherfuckers that died. I don't know who this is. Maybe y'all know who this is. Maybe y'all know who this is. I don't know who this is, but maybe you can inform me. Hip hop legend Eddie Chiba. Now, I used to always know Sonny Chiba was a actor. Okay, famous hip hop legend Eddie Chiba. The news of the New York-based DJ was announced Tuesday, with the cause not yet being revealed. He was well-known hip-hop, considered to be one of the most talented club DJs in the 70s. An outpouring and heartwarming of tributes have flooded from artist to artist, following news as a trailblazer. One of the first to sell the show that was Russell Simmons to share the tragic news. Co-founder of Def Jam, one more legendary rapper passed. Give this man his flowers. Okay, there he is. Wow, and some YouTuber, let's listen. Who is this? What YouTuber is this? Famous YouTuber found dead at 23. When was this? Oh, yesterday. Famous YouTuber No thanks. Acidic found dead. Possible overdose. Known as Tomad. Been 23 years old. His cause of death is not known, but as a drug overdose. Came a Canadian, hadn't been seen or heard over the past several days. When law enforcement appeared, they found his body, but it was unclear how long it had been there. His death is currently being investigated. Leading to his death, had noticed strange behavior from the YouTuber. For instance, on his account, posted pictures of firearms. Prior to his death, these YouTubers best known for gaming content. Okay. In recent times, he's been submerged in scandal. Was accused of sexual assault and stalking. Claimed he had sexually assaulted her, alleging that he had groped her. He was accused of making transphobic comments about a 16-year-old. He addressed these on his channel. Okay. Now, Eddie Chiba, the cause is still unknown. Artist previously faced health struggles. Reported the artist was hospitalized October after suffering a third stroke. Yeah, that would do you in. Suffered his third stroke, stable but having issues with memory. Wow. During his health update, Impact made Eddie Fluence has been past with known him. Okay. I'm sorry I wasn't hip to Eddie Chiba, but I'm sorry to hear that happened to him anyway. Sorry to hear about that anyway. Oh yeah. I mean, is this really news? Sells his music catalog for $100 million. Tonight is the night. We're gonna be all right. And that's what this song he made. The Wall Street Journal reported the legendary singer struck a deal with Irving Azoff's entertainment right management company, Iconic Artists. The entertainment company now owns Rod's entire publishing catalog, recorded music, as well as some name and likenesses. Okay, they don't give you much more than that. So, if you care. If you care. Oh, Kansas City shooting yesterday was a 21 injured. I think it was up to 22 though. 1 dead, 2 and 11, 47 prime. All they did is add one more injured to be the 22nd. Okay, yeah. Kansas City is 122. Yeah, I was peeping that. I was peeping that too. I tend to kind of agree with you there. Good observation. Good observation. They definitely did. So let me see. Oh, okay. This is about the marathoner. That's why it looked suspicious about. They said he was in an accident, and then they showed you carrying his body. Arrested 4 people who visited the marathon 4 days before he died. A road crash. His father had mentioned a visit by 4 strangers at the athlete's home 4 days before the collision. The 4 suspects are now in police custody. So this was probably some type of hit. This cat was about to be in the Olympics. So that was some type of hit. Look at the magenta in the background. Do you think that was originally there, or do you think they added the magenta? Look like his eyes is magenta. Look at his eyes. Why is the top athletes got the hypertension eyes? I was looking at the pictures of him the other day, and his eyes are always beat red, I guess. Huh. So yeah, he got hit. That was a hit. He was definitely got hit. So sorry about that for the young man and his family. But for whatever reason, that's kind of the way the beast feeds. Oh, and Jeffrey, you said that Madam Web ain't any good. I'm still gonna go see it. I'd rather see that than Bob Marley. You know, when you used to go to Bob Marley's house, his mother would have a tray of joints and shit, and you'd get like a spliff, and then you could go see the house and shit where he got shot. Says the Patriots hired Mike McCarthy, offensive assistants. Let's see, as hired former offensive line coach Mike McCarthy as assistant. Wow. He's the 12th external hire under the new coach, Jared Mayo. Wow. Okay. I can't blame him for that. I can't blame him for that. And this is, really about to get into a nice 4-day weekend for a lot of you. Now, who is this guy? Towns Brave First Class. Let me see. Like, why are they showing this? This is some shit I don't even understand why they show. This guy ain't from America. So we really don't care, It's like they want us to care about these people. Oh, yeah, and they had racing going today. I saw where a couple cars were ineligible. They couldn't pass an inspection. Oh, let's look at the money. Let's look at the money today. Okay, Ford. I fuck with Ford. I have a nice little bit of Ford stock, and when I bought in, it was under $5. I bought in under $5, but again, that was back in 20. So, my $5 ain't really spread that deep. But I'm holding on to it. Bitcoin is up to 52. For those of you, where is Ethereum is up to 28. This might be more affordable for most people. I think gold is just as affordable. Again, we saw gold not long ago. Yeah, 47. Where were we at? And it's had it, we see it on the downward recline right now. It went down to 96. And then on 104, bounced back today to 16. So right now, anytime your gold is over $2,000, no matter what kind of gold you have, it's worth more than what you bought it. Especially if you've had it for a little while, you pay, And again, don't go over to Great Britain because your dollar ain't shit. Euros is still 93. Go to Japan, $1.50 worth of junk. Don't go to Great Britain, your dollar. Go to Canada though, it's $1.35. Australia, I think it's worth. China, if they'll let you in. Where else? Australia, it's $1.53. So you could go to, Australia and ball. You could go to Hong Kong and all these countries. So know where your money's going, y'all. If you're on this 401ks, you got to know where your money's going. You got to see. You got to, don't just do it, No, look at it. Look at what they're offering you. And look at Roth IRAs. You can put gold Roth IRAs with gold backed. So, consider all this. That's the way the way the game is played with the money, And if you follow enough and you get to learn the patterns and you put enough in it and got enough to put in it, boom, it might work out. I mean, it's a gamble, no doubt. It's a gamble. But it's a more sophisticated gambling. And it's like, winning the lottery. Winning the lottery it's fixed. But it's also, what's funny is people win the lottery and, they show how they kind of destroy themselves over and over again. But it's a extremely lucky timing kind of thing. And the thing is you don't want to win it all. You just need a small piece. That's all. And I watched my grandfather, what was it? He hit 15,000 like 2 weeks in a row. Before you know it, that old boy had about 30 grand. And this was like 80, 81. And my grandmother lived in the house and he bought a fifth wheel and put it in the backyard, pulling off energy from the house. He was living in his fifth wheel in the backyard. She was living in the house. And then her and my aunt bought a house together. It's funny the way to look at Larry Bird historically. He's one person that the old transfer rules hurt him. And he really got old in the NBA really quick. He only had 5 productive years. That's the only knock on Larry Bird. He didn't have a lot of productive years. And that's the only knock, you know, is not having longevity in the league. Compared to Magic, you know, Magic went after his sophomore year? Magic went in at 20. I would dare say Larry Bird was probably 25 or 26 his rookie year. And I've talked about that many times. But yeah, the big race is coming. I enjoy the race, and you know, NASCAR is definitely fixed. Like one time, I think they really was trying to kill Danica Patrick. I think they was trying to kill her, and I've mentioned this a few times before. There's one race they have, and maybe it's Darlington, but it's like the way the track is. There's a lot of heavy braking, so the brakes and the rotors, and you know, are all made extra heavy, and hers failed, and you know, she crashed and shit. And I think when they interviewed her, she was still in shock. She said, "I don't understand." She says, "My brakes are made to, like, how did my brakes, like she's still a little in shock from the crash, because this chick crashed." And she's like, "I don't understand. How do these brakes catch on fire?" So they sabotaged her. They put some different brakes on there and made her car catch on fire. Because remember, she almost won the Indianapolis 500. Her first time doing it, she came in second, if I remember right. She came in second. But it's funny, you know, the attention of people, you know, where our attentions and what takes our attention. It's funny, the gambit of where our attention goes. Yeah, we got a lot of snow here last night, but the roads was cool today. I mean, it says slow moving, slushy. The side roads was slushy, but it you know, it's colder now, but in the daytime, it was still almost like 35, 36. But, you know, I did wear the big lamb coat. You know, I had to wear it, busted out, even though I was only out for about a half hour. But tomorrow is going to be a little different. I've got a little more running around to do tomorrow. So, and my wife was supposed to go to the concert, Pitbull, Ricky Iglesias. She really didn't want to go. Unified High School State Basketball Tournament. What is the Unified? Oh, let's see what this is. I'm curious. So, y'all, I don't know what to expect from this, but I guess they're going to tell it. This is Unified Basketball at the Target Center. I'm not sure what this is, but I think they'll tell us what it is.
Road tonight, another group of basketball players took the court at Target Center.
8 unified high school teams competed for a state championship earlier today. The teams have a mix of players with and without special needs, and together they create something very special. Here's our Pierre Nugent and Amy Hawker.
It has been an incredible experience out here at Target Center today. These are the Unified Teams State High School Championship, and we've got a couple of them playing right now, Pierre. And the action has been insane.
The action has been intense. It's been a great event to watch. The turnout has been amazing. This has been truly a spectacular day for Special Olympics.
Now, wait a minute. Why didn't they let me know this was going on, that I could have got my son to hoop for Unified? My son is 6'8". He could have hooped for the Unified. He might have been a little embarrassed, but after they gave him the gold medal, he'd been happy. But my son could have hooped in this. Why didn't they tell me? I could have had his no dribbling, self-hooping in this. But okay, let's go. Sorry.
Olympics, Minnesota.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about what Unified is in a second, but I want to tell you the heart of this is really in the emotion of the fans who are here and the players who are playing. And I had a chance to talk with some of the parents who are here cheering on people they don't know, and of course those who are close to their heart. Take a listen.
I'm here to cheer on my son.
Damn. Look at them. Is this the grandmama, or or do they know him? Look, they're like lovingly looks. Look at the lovingly looks, and she's a mess. Damn, she really didn't know she's about to be on TV. But look at them, look there, like, oh, we're so proud of her. Oh, this must be the grandma. And this is it. This is the grandma. This is the daughter. That's the daughter. But she said her son. So let's see.
Eric, he woke up really early.
Yeah, it's not a lot of people there.
He was very nervous, but he's really doing a great job, and he's so happy to be out there and be playing with his teammates and this youth.
So maybe this is sister and mama. That's the mama. Or maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that's their mama, I'm guessing. But they're just loving it. Look at their loving looks. Oh, we love it so much. Oh, we love it so much. What is that big thing on her neck right there? Dang, look like a balloon or something.
So much heart here, so much support.
Okay, I got the idea. I didn't know, y'all, so please forgive me. I didn't know. Not making fun. I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. Did he have a lucky rabbit foot? Shooting, okay. Not the season 95, but the year. Okay. Oh, did he have a lucky rabbit foot? Hadn't he's been injured. But let me just show you how much this shit was. They show this picture. How much this shit is, like what it looks like around here. And it's melting, but it's like finally winter. I can't be mad. Let me see. I just want to get a shot of all the snow. Check. Where is it? Okay, yeah, okay. This is in the city somewhere, but this is like in the city, they don't plow like they plow out here, but I mean, this is nothing. This is really nothing. The highways is clear. The highways is clear. This is, city streets, and this is in the city. We get a lot of bad service out here. Certain parts of the city, the north side, they scared to plow, so you might not get plowed. But it was so sunny today that most of it melted. And I know the people that could finally go out there and plow. I know they was happy because they came and plowed our stuff. They was like, I don't care if it was like 7 inches, 5 inches. Yeah, I think we got like right at 7 inches. But light snow. No problems. Oh man, this ain't funny, but it is funny. This ain't funny, but it is kind of funny. And you never know. I mean, this is how tight it is, for people getting hired and stuff. This is how tight it is. It is tight, y'all.
Alarmed after a school bus full of students crashed in Rush City.
The woman behind the wheel suspected of being drunk at the time of the crash. Our Maury Glover is live from Rush City tonight for us, where parents, Maury, voiced concerns at a school board meeting.
That's right. One parent actually witnessed the crash, and she's had problems with this bus driver.
Now he's got what do they call these coats? Oh my goodness. What are these coats called? I can't think of them. I'm having an old man moment. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have looked a little better than this. Okay, but let's go. That's a London fog. That's what I looked for. Like he should have had, cashmere on or a nice wool, dress up. Okay, but let's go.
It was very upsetting and alarming.
Amanda Hamlin is used to this school bus turning around on her property while picking up her kids. But she is still in shock after seeing what happened Thursday morning.
Honestly, I was shaking, I was crying, I was a bit upset about the fact that this could have ended so terribly. Luckily, it didn't.
Hamlin's Ring camera captured the school bus sliding past where it usually stops and continuing through her yard and into the swamp behind it. Hamlin says the driver then tried to back the bus out of the swamp, but rammed into her family's basketball hoop about a dozen times.
I let her know that she was hitting her basketball court, or hoop. She let me know that she knew that.
She's trying to knock it over.
The sheriff's office says there were 49 children on the bus, but none of them were hurt. When deputies questioned the 59-year-old bus driver, they noticed signs of alcohol impairment, so they arrested her on suspicion of drunk driving.
I was devastated. That's
Just think how long she's probably been drink driving. I bet she's been their bus driver all year. So she's probably been a drunk and they just now catching her. That's how hard up it is to, that these places need hiring. You telling me there ain't nobody said hi to her, nobody nothing. Hey, Siova, thank you. What's happening, man? Exactly. Thank you for joining. London fog makes nice pea coats. Yes, they do. They make nice raincoats too. I used to have the kind with the fur on the collar. All right, I'll let the story continue. I'm sorry. But just think how long this lady been drunk.
Tragic. That's inexcusable. These are our precious babies we are entrusting with this bus driver, and it's not acceptable.
At Thursday night's Rush City School Board meeting, Hamlin's husband told...
Look how little area this is. They in the local library. This is a little village.
Board members, his family has complained about this same bus driver speeding, hitting their neighbor's mailbox, and driving erratically. But their concerns have fallen on deaf ears.
This is very alarming.
Now check this out. So there was suspicion and they didn't act upon it. Again, businesses are hard up for jobs, especially drivers. But she been hitting the mailbox and then nobody like, what happened? Why'd you hit the mailbox? Driving erratically. So she been drunk. All right, let's go.
Because there's
stainless steel wearing, look like a Nazi cross, don't it? Stainless steel Nazi cross wearing mug, but let's go.
Been way too many people red flagging it for this not to have been looked into. I just had a meeting yesterday where I said, what is it going to take? A tragedy before you guys believe me?
Now that bus driver is in the Chisago County Jail facing a variety of possible charges. In the meantime, the superintendent told me he can't.
Damn, let me stand up. The thing says it's time to stand up. So I'll stand up and stretch without knocking shit down. Ah! Oh, yeah, it's a good stretch. Oh, yeah. All right. Have mercy. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that go-go swing. We go do-wah, 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 do-wah. Chuck Brown, y'all know about that go-go? Chuck Brown say, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that go-go swing. We go do-wah, 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 do-wah. Y'all don't know nothing about Chuck Brown? Damn. She been doing, yeah, exactly. Been doing it for years. Shit, I remember one bus driver, he didn't care if we smoked weed on the bus. Shit, I'd go to spend the, or I wouldn't even spend the night with my aunts. I had my dad take me. This is how spoiled I was. Before I drove, I would have my dad take me over to my aunt's because he kind of had to go that way to go to work. And I'd ride the bus with my cousins. We'd be in the back getting nice going up to school. And, you know, it's like my best friend's brother drove the bus. So that motherfucker, we was toasting that motherfucker. It'd be like up and down both aisles. You know, motherfuckers lighting squares up and shit. Ah, that was the 70s. Oh. Yeah, it's all kind of debauchery. And this story is William Goodidge, a Underground Railroad hero, has buried here in Minnesota. You know, in Battle Creek, the Quakers helped. It's interesting. The Quakers helped. And what's her name? I wanted to say her name. Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth is, you know, abolitionist, lived in Battle Creek. It's a huge statue. I'll probably look it up. But she was also a Seventh-day Adventist. Seventh-day Adventist was created in Battle Creek. The original Dr. Kellogg, not John Kellogg, who did Kellogg cereal, but Dr. Kellogg, his brother that owned the sanitarium that got rich first. That is credited for discovering blood pressure. He invented a type of peanut butter as well. We know George Washington Carver did, but so did Kellogg's. And it was at his business that, you know, they made the cornflake, was at his business. And John Kellogg had to sue his brother to make Kellogg's cereal that his brother made money off of. But the sanitarium got burned down, took him a lot of years to rebuild it. And when he rebuilt it, the Depression hit. And the sanitarium was really like a place for you could just get away. Get massages and shit, the old rowing bikes, you know, the little saunas that come up to your neck, that kind of thing. You know, eat healthy for a week. It was kind of like a retreat for rich people to just chill and be pampered. This will probably find it pretty. That ain't it. Oh, okay. Here's one of them. That's funny, you know. This is in Battle Creek. They sent me see, and this is supposed to be Harriet Tubman, and this is supposed to be one of the Quakers. Harriet Tubman, one of the Quakers. Now, Dane Calloway was saying that this person didn't exist. There are family members, but a lot of the story does kind of seem embellished. No, Turtle Gang is defended her, but this ain't none of. Let me see. This ain't it. Where's her big statue at? Ain't just a bitch. They ain't showing her big statue. They are fucking with me. See, it should be with this one because it's around the corner from this big statue here. But again, Quakers, and then the Seventh-day Adventist. Huh. This ain't it. Interesting. But she has a big, as soon as you come into Battle Creek, it's a big ass statue. And you know, do y'all know what's up with statues? Like, why, do you understand the psychology of why they want the statues outside of stadiums? You know, and that goes back to, you know, kind of Roman times, but it's talismans. You know, it's to make the individual a talisman. It is really to use that energy that the individual had and try to put it into the current people. So it's a talisman. And so that's why they want those statues, because they want, like I was saying, you know, with the sacred ball field, the energy is always there. So they add that player's energy. They add that player's energy to, you know, the current people. But that's, you know, it's pretty deep magic. It's pretty deep magic. I can't believe this Sojourner Truth statue of Battle Creek is not coming up. It's some bullshit. Yeah, it's some bullshit, but that's all right. That's all right. Huh. I'll give you a little Dr. Winter's work. All right. This is little Dr. Winter's work. Okay, when you see this says the god Abu. This is Galicians. Galicians. These are not the Sumerians. When you see these big eyes, they try to say they're the Sumerians, but as Dr. Winter's work shows, they're more of Galicians, they're called. And they try to say this kind of thing when you see this kind of thing, like right here. These are not Sumerians. See, they're trying to say this is Sumerians. Dr. Winters, one thing I do agree, these are Galicians. And look up Dr. Winter's work about this. But they try to show you that these are Sumerian gods. That's what they want you to think, that these are Sumerian gods, but they're not. They're Galicians. And I guess you can pick and choose what you want to believe about Dr. Winters, but this seems pretty solid. So if you into summer, you know, Annealy, Marduk, Marduk. And it's like, you know, what's the big guy that said he's going to build the school? It's not like everything he said was bad. Some of the shit he said made sense. But it's just like with everybody else, you have to take the whole individual. And so most individuals have some kind of flaws. And, you know, there's a lot of people that go out, like I showed that dude that just goes around town and just writes bad checks to get motorcycles to turn around and sell them, you know, and just scam the next scam. And, you know, as I said, you know, them 2 weeks I was allowed to be a European, that's what they let them do. They just let you come in and write bad checks. And unless you do it a whole lot, they kind of leave you alone. You know, just walk right by you and, you know, give you a couple hundred and like, damn, how did you know? But there's a lot of scammers, and you just wonder like what like the person scammed one group of people, and you just look at it and you just wonder like, how did they get away? How are you people so stupid? How are you people so stupid? Oh, this is what I wanted to look up. Let me see. It's something I didn't know. Let me see if I can find this shit. See if they got anything on this. No. I didn't think I could find it here. Okay, it's not here. I think I can still find it. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't know about this shit, man. I was watching that Run DMC shit, and it showed this. And, look at the prices of some of his comics. Well, like, this is his comics. Now, does he have a video game? Do any of y'all know if he had a video game? I had never heard about this. So I'm going to start getting these. I had never heard about this. So 50 for number 2, you can get for $50 or 19 here. So, brothers into the comics. I think this is dope. I knew nothing about this. I'm like, wow, might be something to just have fun with and collect it. Daryl Makes Comics. I am impressed with this, and I'm gonna start getting these. I think I'm gonna start ordering these. Anybody else into these? Yeah, Umar Johnson, Lorenzo. Yeah. Anybody else, know about this? I'm gonna start getting into these. I knew nothing about this. I am very intrigued. I love the art, and I grew up. Shit. I think I bought my first comic in 1965 or 66. I was in probably kindergarten, first grade. I know when I was in third grade, I had a comic book so big. Like that Christmas, they was giving comic books that was this big. They came into Christmas, big stocking, and the comic book was literally like this big. So I've been buying, I remember comic books used to be a dime, and then they went up to 15 cents, and people really bitched when they became a quarter. And I've said this before, comic books and candy went up together. It was a time, the big candy bars was only a dime in my life. The big candy bars was a dime. And then they went up 15 cents. And the same time the comic books went up a quarter, candy bars went up to a quarter too. But penny candy, what's interesting is penny candy didn't go away until I left. That shit didn't go away till like 79, where you could still go in there and you had $1, you could get 100 pieces of candy. And what? Penny candy is a quarter now. So, I don't know. I think this is cool. I'm going to start collecting these. I think this is so cool. He's got the fedora he's more for fedora than the Godfather hats. So I like this kind of thing. Right on. Right on. Right on to him. And I imagine, I bet I gotta look up and see if they got a YouTube channel. And people forget like when you watch Why Do Fools Fall in Love? And you get to understanding Frankie Lyman. When you get to understanding Frankie Lyman and what Frankie Lyman turns into, when he becomes a heroin addict. But it's like they're trying to relive that rush you get on stage. And a lot of people, again, getting high and stuff takes your mind, or getting drunk, because a lot of people can't take the fame, can't take the pressure, can't take the lack of sleep, the travel, the expectations. And they say, that the cat lost his voice and it was psychosomatic. Like there's physically nothing wrong with him, but it was something inside that he couldn't do it. Oh, man. And this, I'm just seeing this shit. When I think the Christmas of, Captain Action, I got this the Christmas of, I think it was the Christmas before I went to kindergarten. I think it was before my brother was born. But back then, you could turn Captain Action into other heroes. Like a suit like this, you would put a suit over Captain Action, because Marvel and none of them had their own characters. So what they did is you could put some shit like this on him. You can make him Aquaman. I think this is Aquaman, but you could put, Like this is what it looked like right here. You could put the Lone Ranger on him. And the rare ones is the red Lone Ranger. But I had this one. I had Green Hornet. Oh, this is Kato. I had the actual Green Hornet, this one. I had this one. That's why Green Hornet was always one of my favorites. And then I had Captain America. Yeah, when I was kindergarten. My parents, it was the kind of Christmas where they was more excited than I was. They woke me up. That was probably the Christmas of, might have been 66, because 67 was the storm Christmas where we had all that damn snow. I don't know. Should I get into it? Yeah, I probably should. I don't know. This gets kind of deep when I start getting into this. I might as well show this. It's funny, as you look at different philosophies and people trying to understand. Oh, I can get a picture of this? Oh, man, I might get a poster of this. Because this is actually a very small. It's not that big. But yeah, I can get a picture of this. And this shows a lot of things at the same time. But what's central in what you're seeing here is the ultimate. He's the hero twin. That's what the helmet means. He has the hero twin helmet on. And the bag represents the sacred bundle, your gems. But that's what the bag is, the sacred bundle, your gems. Like they would say, the breastplate. Well, they kept things in the bag. And then what you have here is, you show him wrapped in the kundalini or the quasi-quoto. So for those that, want to say that the omen didn't know about the quasi-quoto, well, this shows you that they did. This is also, a thing of the feathered serpent. So it's both the jaguar hero twin that can metamorphosis, but also he can metamorphosis into the serpent energy as well. So, and as I showed many times before, they've even made their god into the hero twin. The god, this is Shock. He's wearing the hero twin's helmet of the sacred ball player ruler. I don't want to bore people with that too much. Oh, and this is, the ultimate. This is the ultimate. I mean, it really is. I mean, this is the trade. Like they want to say, shaman, but this is not. This is the transforming into, your other self, your feline self. This is the transformation into the human werebaby, the human panther. This is the transformation into, that spirit. And, I've said, the transformations of all of them, it's cool being able to fly and being an eagle and having that good eyesight, but it's nothing like being a jaguar. I mean, be able to smell everything for 100 miles in every fucking direction. And, your own 100 miles. I mean, you know every direction of your 100 miles. And if anything comes in there and you have the sense to smell that shit is, and you can go after that shit and that shit don't even know you're coming. I like the consciousness of the jaguar more than I like the consciousness of the eagle. But that's what this is. And I carry something like this on me all the time. And there also can be talismans too. And I've said it before, I gotta bring one out. The Pops, if you want to fuck with talismans, they're great talismans that are not loaded already. They there's nothing you'll catch from that. But you do have to program them, but they're easy to program. Oh, okay. And this is like when they came, they found some of the finest works and they destroyed the finest works. I mean, look at the detail of this. Now, he's not wearing a helmet. He just has naturally long, wavy hair. But look at the detail. And this was very small, but it was destroyed. Now, we don't know who destroyed it, but look at the detail of this. Look at that. Look at that detail. All right? See? And, they try to say it looks like the natives, but again, look at the detail of that. Look at that. All the time it took to, the detail of his hairs and just the squint. And this is what I call, it's like the X here. You see it in a lot of the Omen art, the X here. Just the way it seems like they all kind of take an X here and then they detail from the X. But I mean, this culture had a lot of time. And I think these are portraits. I think these masks are portraits. I really do. I think they're portraits. This is the way they did their portraits. And this is the death mask of Starface Flower, the great Bacall. This is his death mask of that person right back there in that big poster. Oh. Or the person on this picture. That's him. That's his death mask. So. To move all these crystals around. Okay, I don't really need this. Don't really need that. I can get it here. Let's see. Is it there? Nope. Bring back. Let's see. Nope. Where's the shit? Oh, right here. Give me a little more, but didn't quite give me what I wanted. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. But that's okay. But any civilization that has time to make, this much art, and this is one of the ones that when they started finding this stuff, this is not the Voltaire's axe, but this is one of the two of the original, one of the earliest ones they found. And again, it's the transformation. And again, this X here, but it's the transformation into the werebaby or into the jaguar. And I find that quite amazing. And so, this was a highly developed civilization. And that's why they tried to, destroy so much of it. And, don't think that this isn't, like when you see even this, don't think this is not interrelated. The work got, a little better. Okay. Whoops. Oh, there we go. See, this is the same thing. And this is, I think, called the Michis. But it's actually the same thing. It all started with the omen. You see, if we see the same, we see a more sophisticated. We see more sophisticated of, went from this, greater detail, a little more technology, but this is still, So, and, if you go all the way up into the Mississippi Valley, you find some of the same things. And I said before, these are talismans. But look at the detail again with jadeite. One I carry, I've got one near me that's, very similar to all these. And so, history goes back a long ways. And there's a lot of things that you can, tap into that are American, pure American, that you can tap into. And so often they want you to tap into something somewhere else that, the energies is here in America for you. I mean, this is, anybody can tap into this. It's not hard. Because somewhere, all the most melanated people, we go deep and old with this land. And, despite of all the stories that they tell us. There's a long history in this land that says otherwise. And so I ain't saying everybody, that ain't got people all over, but a lot of us is just, this is, we've got DNA that goes back to this stuff. And we don't know how it went through, but we just know. And like with me, I'm just so connected to this. And been so given such gifts from this and from me, because a lot of people don't fuck with this like I fuck with this. And so, like I told a story before about, again, this gentleman, because I asked a question in front of one of its, I have a picture right here. And I was like, have I reached this? And it was like, no. And I have an ability, I forget what it's called, I'd have to look in the book, but I have the ability to look in trees and see figures. like the tree makes a figure. And I saw him in his face in the leaves. His face is like constructed in the leaves. And the point was, look, that's not the answer. That's what it was saying to me. It was like, because nobody fucks with this. And that's what I found is a lot of people don't fuck with this. So when you kind of, Malcolm X used to say, you take 2 steps to Allah, Allah takes 3 steps towards you. It's that kind of thing. It's like nobody fucks with this. And when you're connected to it, it was like saying, hey, it was telling me, don't give up on this. That's not the gold. Your question is not what you're looking for. There's more to it. And so it just kept me going on. And so I know, and he set himself up as being an oracle. So, when you live this stuff, it's there for you to tap in, but you've got to kind of live it. Whatever your thing is, you got to kind of live it, especially, your spiritual thing. You got to kind of live it. Whatever your spiritual thing is, if you live it, then, yeah, here it is. This is what started them even knowing about this stuff. This might be a better picture, but this is called the vortex. The vortex celt is an axe. But this is the first thing they ever found. It's another picture here. This is the first thing they ever found. They didn't know anything about this. They was like, what the fuck is this? Found this and didn't know what it was. And they talk about that in the 1800s because the big heads wasn't found until the late like the 1870s. So. And so it's, it's so many things that we can connect to, but they want us to connect with things that are outside of America. So, and it's interesting that they want you to be Arabs, which that's so interesting that they've taken the Arab thing. And, I used to go to those meetings too. Corey Holcomb was saying he's going to Savior's Day. I've been to a few of them in Chicago too. And and it's not like it didn't help people. I'll say that, it got a lot of people off drugs. But it was also, like Malcolm said, they had a good organization and niggas fucked it up. Because a lot of corruption. And I mean, the history's there. Good intentions. Hell, we just saw a Muslim recently get killed in Newark, New Jersey, where they hid Malcolm's murder. Nation of Islam, everybody knew who the murderer was with the shotgun, and they hit him all them years. And, and I thought there was no statute of limitations on murder, but apparently there is, because they ain't going after that dude, or did that guy die? So that's the same organization. So, I like to tell the full story. And not just part of it. Because that's what some people only want you to look at a little bit. They don't want you to go, Because the brothers come off, what's the one Corey has, Islam, maybe his name is. And then they had the little dudes and all them dudes. At first, they was all imitating, Farrakhan imitating Malcolm. Because, all Farrakhan's inflection, especially when you watch him when he's younger, is just Malcolm, him doing Malcolm. Just like Jesse James tried to step in and be, he said, with every death, there's a resurrection. So Jesse thought he was going to be the next king. And so did the FBI. The FBI and the federal government wanted Jesse Jackson to be the next king. That's why, it turned into Sharpton, then Crump. I mean, why you see the fakeness in it all. These are all just puppets. And there's so much in the world. It's like how do I break this down? And it's like this gets into a little bit of a I was gonna say ancestor worship, but some of y'all ancestors might not have been shit, so that wouldn't apply to some of y'all. But for those of you that feel that you had good people, okay, you had good people. A small shrine, and then what they like. Like my cousin, I was trying to, be subtle and give this chick some advice about the way you grieve and the way you have to let it go, and you have to let that person rest. Don't you know this chick kind of did, she calls it legacy. Be proud of your legacy. She showed about 20, 30 different outfits of pictures. She has a jacket with pictures of her and her dead son. She has a hat with pictures of her and her dead son. She has pillows with pictures. She has multiple cutouts around her house. Now that's necromancy. I mean, would you feel somebody come up to you and you seeing pictures of her dead son on her jacket, and you're out dinner or something? Does that seem normal to y'all? You know, and I've tried to give her subtle hints like, hun, you're doing two things. You're keeping stale energy around you, and you're not letting that person rest. Because it's like, you know, if you think of what's 180, he's only gone 180. You're only grieved 180. You haven't completed. You both aren't able to complete the full circle of getting it done. Him going to where he belongs, and you to the full circle of your grieving. She's keeping them both at a half. So she's keeping his energy around, and she's stopping herself from healing. And it's sad. You know, it's sad to watch somebody that you love that I mean, you know, I already knew she's a narcissist because she posts pictures, selfies every day, and that's a sickness within itself. If you got to be somewhere where it's a picture of you every day, that's a sickness. That's a sickness. Every day they need to see what I look like. Now, I don't mind, you know, throwing out outfit, explaining my outfit, and then, you know, I might not do that for another month or two. You know, it just depends on how I feel. A lot of times I dress up and like, I should take pictures of this shit. This shit looks so good. I will not lie. Most of the time when I dress, I can throw some shit on that is worth modeling. I never take a day off a dress unless you see me just in some Champion sweats. That's when I'm just fucking around or I got to go help somebody do something. I'll have some Champion shit on. But most of the time, what does he say? How's it go?
Limousine, and every time I'm seen, I got to be clean.
What did he say?
Limousine, and every time I'm seen, I got to be clean.
Thank you, cowboy. Every time I've seen, I've got to be clean. That's how I be feeling, y'all. Y'all know Bloodstone. He's like, girl, how does it feel? How do you like it? Look that one up. Bloodstone, my little lady. She keeps us together. She makes me, I forgot that part, but yeah, Bloodstone. Natural High. Most of y'all probably know Natural High. On a natural high, loving you more till the day we die. Yeah. Some of that old stuff, some of that high vibrational music. And that was looking at what happened even to rap, where rap, you know, was kind of a high vibrational music where it just made you feel that, you know, it was like just powerful in the words, saying I'm the king of rock, there is no higher. I mean, that early rap was powerful. You know, that was powerful. Then all of a sudden you're talking about bitches and hoes. And it showed you how they could sabotage you too. Because they took Run DMC and all that Crush Groove group out there, and they was in LA and they sabotaged it. They sabotaged it. You know they sabotaged it by shooting so they could get that bad name, you know, to rap. They sabotaged them. Because I was like, man, this is not real. They sabotaged them. They sabotaged them. And look at this shit right here. See, this is a portrait. This is a portrait. You could put something in the eyes, but look at this work. Again, it's the X. It's all centered on this X. Hey, D-Ron, what's happening? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. But it's cool kind of having a life snapshot of, you know, what these entertainers did. And I look at life and how society was changing. Like I told one of young dude, it's like he came to the court. He came to the park and he wasn't playing then. And he probably might have still been in high school and he wasn't wearing no shoestrings. I'm like, why are you walking around like that? Oh, it's like, I'm like, them New York niggas. Do we look like New York niggas? Look around you. Is anybody from New York around you? So why are you imitating them? He said, you know what? I hadn't thought about it, but you know, I look around and it was different. I'm like, yeah, different don't always mean that shit is cool. That shit wasn't cool. And he had strings on the next day I saw him. He's one of my buddies. Oh. The world is a ghetto. Here we go. How many of y'all can tie ties? I don't want you to talk. Who can tie a tie? Can any of y'all tie ties out there? Let's see him tie a tie. Let me see. I don't want to hear the goddamn noise, though. Okay. Can y'all tie ties? Does anybody know how to tie ties out there? And you bring it back under, over, tuck it in. That's a Windsor knot, as they call it. It's a newer knot than a Windsor knot. It's a dude here that was on the news in the 90s. He invented another knot that's kind of sweet. He invented another knot that people use now, but that's a Windsor tie. So if y'all don't know how to tie ties, that's a perfect example. My father taught me how to tie ties when I was in junior high. PJ said, Dr. Center said, yes, I can. PJ said, yes, sir. Yeah, you should be able to. I taught my children how to tie ties. To me, that's something a man should teach his boys. You know, women be like, hey, I didn't ever tie a tie. That's right. We tie ties. So I've showed my boys how to tie ties. And I used to have to do it like we would go on the road. We had to wear suits and shit. And so I would tie ties. I'd make them pay me $1 or $2 to tie ties. I want to say my dad would ground us if we didn't know. Exactly. Oh, Jamar said he can't tie a tie. Well, that shows you. Practice what he showed you. That shows you. And once you tie it, keep them tied. That's the easiest way. Just keep them tied, or get somebody to tie and just keep it tied. You do it right, it'll always slip. I think I got a couple. Well, I got some untied, though. I think most of them is untied, but that's what I told my children. I was like, if you can't remember, just keep it tied. But yeah, it's something, man shows another man how to do. That's all. That is all. Man showing another man how to do it. I was watching some shit. Check this out. I was watching some shit. So Mae West had died. Check this shit out. Mae West, and I know this is old, but Mae West died, okay? Don't you know for about 20 years, this is Mae West's brother. Mae West's brother spent the rest of his life being her in drag. This is, I think, Mae West's brother. She died fairly mid-young, but he got about 25 years of playing his sister, and I'm pretty sure this is Mae West's brother playing her. Isn't that some shit? Isn't that some shit, though? The brother was like, hey, I kind of look like her, and you put me in a wig and put me in a dress, but that's what the word is on Mae West, that this is a man right here. This is her brother. Like you care. Like, well, okay. Now we know about Mae West. I can't get hot off Mae West anymore. I'm silly as fuck. I am silly as fuck. Oh man, what is his name? Ryan Davis is coming here in April. I know he gonna tear this motherfucker up. I'm definitely going to see Ryan Davis when he comes here. Get my tickets. Get in that bitch early. I ain't buying tickets from those. One thing I don't like about this place is if you take a group, everybody got to be with you to get in. I want to get in and get a good table. I don't give, if they ain't up there with me, they just ain't up there with me. Oh, okay. Here's a picture of my guy. This is Starface. Oh, this is even a better picture of it. Same thing. This is Kanich Janib Paneke. This is him with his mother sitting on the Panther throne instead of the what I have. Here, let me show you. So you see that, and then this is what I have. They call this this is the throne of his enemies. And he actually made this. He actually really made this. Oh, and this is the talismans. You just got the crystals on it. It's got its own necklace. That's how you do things. And this is malachite, so this is crushed crystals. But this, I got another one. And this is a representation of, and this is this relief is in Planeki on his I guess his tomb, you'd call it. This is one of the reliefs. And he actually had this built. This is how pimpy he was. He was a pimpy motherfucker. And then he's carrying this is the Quasiquoto, the Jaguar on one side, the Quasiquoto on the other side. Just a weird way they present it. And then the look away. This is they call him the Great Pakal. The way that the Mayan word would be, the Natal would be Kanich Janib, but you look, whoops. I got crystals everywhere. Okay, the phone is tripping again. Don't need it. See how they spell it here. Yeah, Pakal Votan. You can look up Pakal Votan or the Great Pakal. That's what will lead you to it. But it's his name means, as you know, back a couple years ago, I used to go by Starface Flower. That's what it means in the Natal or the Mayan. It means starface. So it's Kanich Janib. I think it's Starface Flower is what he would have been called. He'd have been called Starface. But yeah, and that's actual relief. And this picture shows him and his mother, because his mother was the queen. So, is there any more of him and his mother? And of course, this is on my wall. That big poster behind me is this. And this is, I explained many more times, this is the Jaguar Jaws. This is the Quasiquoto, the flying serpent. And these around here are the night gods. These are the night gods because he's, now in the underworld, he becomes an oracle. And this is what's deep is like, there's some openings like here and here, and my poster behind me are openings, and it can get really deep to get into this. Yeah. So this is around me, This ain't just a hobby. This is something I live. This stuff is around me. Where's the one? It's one where his mother is sticking her tongue. Well, they don't have it. Okay. Oh, okay. Then this is the one where this is his mother and his father. Mother and his father. Shows his lineage. This is a story in itself. I could read probably most of this if I get a clear picture. This is his father and his mother. And, all this is pretty well documented. I was trying to find the one where his mother is bloodletting her tongue. Is this it? Yeah, I think, is this it? There's supposed to be a comic book, so they ain't really showing it. Let's see if they show a real one. Well, this is kind of what she does, is they they stick a pin and a rope through their tongue. You know, it's a way of pleasing the gods, I guess. It was a way of kind of giving him the power too. So, yeah, a little history that you guys know that I dig. I don't mean to bore you with my thing, but just, you know, and I'm saying this is the energy that's around. This kind of energy is around. And my point is there's natural energies in America. I mean, like the Paul Paival is the first to really talk about oceans in the underworld. They tell you got to go through oceans. And what did they find? The only way they found it is because they kept trying to go through the world. You know, remember when I was a child, they used to always say that you could dig all the way to China. You start digging America, you end up in China. That's how stupid they used to be. How do you spell it? I'm sorry. I will spell it for you. But Pacal is, I think it's, yeah, it's P-A-C-A-L, Pacal, and it's the Great Pacal. And you look up Mayan leader, Great Pacal. And it'll tell you his name it's Kanich Janib, or starface flower. Kanich means starface, but it's like starface flower. But the Great Pacal is one name it'll go by. And it should bring you his mask up and this picture. So, yeah, one more question. What's the name of that? Oh, this book is, in this book, you know, the things that really changed my life. And, you know, Turtle Gang, he said that, you know, the time walking papers would change my life. And it absolutely did. If I talk about anything that I learned off of, you know, the social media connected me and Turtle Gang, and Turtle Gang gave the papers to me, and it really did change my life. And it led me to this. And, you know, this led to like all this collection. Now, you know, it came before Columbus got my interest in it, because when it first came out, I read it. And so, you know, when I got my first head in the back, you know, it was like I never thought in my lifetime I'd be able to own a representation of the Omen. I mean, I just didn't realize that the stuff was out there. And then, like, when I first got in this, it was a lot of stuff out there. Now it's like you can't get as much. And you know, like right here, this right here is from Chicada. It says plates, including a collection of the Mississippi copper plates discovered at Mound C at the mounds near Clarksville, Georgia. And again, we see the same kind of shock mask. Shock. See what I'm saying? I mean, this is, you know, the Omen, the civilization that they started, I mean, went all through the Americas, because you're seeing the same type of representation. Again, a flat head, but we see the mask of shock. We see the same directions here, because that's all this is cardinal directions. And this is again, you know, this is same kind of representation, almost the same type of headdresses. So the civilization went farther. Look at this, and you can't tell me this is not shock. I mean, it's the same thing as shock, the same shock rain god mask. Again, the cardinal directions. So the civilization, you know, it wasn't the exact civilization, but the civilization passed. And then when you look at the ball games, you can find bowls in Arizona. And again, this is found in Choctaw. This is found in Choctaw. They call it the Mississippi culture, but we know the Omen, the world travelers. And then look at this. It almost looks like this. He's wearing the sacred ball helmet. The ear spules. Ear spules. Looks like the helmet. So it's hard to say that, you know, this wasn't a wide civilization, or they didn't touch other civilizations, because the evidence, shows that they did, that other, just, and this is a ball player. And this is a pipe. The ornamentation and the flathead in the back. This is all the same civilizations. This is another view of this one. See? So for them to try to make you think that this one giant civilization didn't spread around the world, well, it appeared like it did. And we see that the pyramids were built all over, but not the sacred ball game. They didn't give that out. But yet the pyramids are older, bigger, older. The biggest pyramid in the world has a Catholic church on top of it. That's what they try to do. Yeah, that's what they would do, is destroy the pyramids and build their shit right on top of it, because they knew where the energy was coming. So you can make your own assumption, do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Or as I used to always say, look it up. Look it up. Because there's a lot of history out there. And it's funny, this head, just showing a regular brother. It's a regular man. But it's still in the same design. Again, not a representation of the hero twin, as we see here. Again, representation of the hero twin. Hero twin. All the leaders wanted to be hero twins. The hero twin. That's what the leaders were. They were all hero twins. Hero twins. Hero twins. That's the point of them. Not their color. What they're representing. And they're representing the hero twins. And that evolved. That evolved. That definitely evolved, as all things should evolve. When you get to the Great Pakal, they're not hero twins anymore. He learned and understood that he was automatically a hero twin, so he didn't have to wear the helmet anymore, because he's automatically it. Because he got to wear the Jaguar consciousness. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The name of the book is, I'm sorry. I'm just showing it. It's called The Mayan Factor by Jose Aguirre. Jose Aguirreless. Arguelles. Jose Aguirreless. He's he's one of them Spanish like Americans, so he's a little, you see that they're a little racist. Because he says that the Great Pakal he snuck the omen ways. He snuck in and learned. He had to go hide in the cave and listen to him. The shit gets so ridiculous when they make up this shit, but yeah, this is a great book. The Mayan Factor. And it'll turn you on into the 1320. It'll turn you on to Hanukkah. That's the symbol, Hanukkah. It's not yin and yang, it's the mover and maker. That's what Hanukkah translates to, the mover and the maker. The mover of time and the maker of time is Hanukkah. So it's, they tried to Fahrenheit 451 a lot of stuff in America. But what happened is greed. So a lot of stuff got out. And then them big heads, they tried to destroy them. Look at this. Just like, they tried in other countries, like what they did in Kemet, they tried in America, breaking the nose off. See, breaking the nose off, but it was too much of it. It was too much of it, and too much of it had gotten sold, so they couldn't break all the noses off. And then, basalt, and then jadeite is fairly hard too. But oh wow, you can get pictures of this stuff. Man, I'm gonna get that one picture I showed. I'm gonna get a big picture of that and put it on the wall. That is so cool. That's messing around. She's lost and turned out. Lost and turned out.
I don't think it was a point in my life, where I don't know. I mean, we all get depressed and shit. And depression, it comes from different angles, But it's like, if it wasn't for sports, no matter what chaos went on, no matter if I was snorting cocaine, I was smoking, it didn't matter. I was always hooping. I never stopped hooping. And that was the one place that seemed to heal me. No matter what else I did, I never quit playing ball. So no matter what they could say, what I did, I was getting high at points, but I never quit hooping. Shit, never quit. Even when I was booming, we had a afternoon league, semi-pro league that was just all the big people. It was like our own little league. Everybody was booming, and then my team in Battle Creek, everybody, was real on it. What about the mysteries of the pyramids in Las Vegas? I don't know. I don't know too much about them. I don't know too much about the Vegas pyramids. You have to hit me to that, unless you're talking about the ones in the Grand Canyon, which I don't know about that. That seems a little, I don't know. That Grand Canyon stuff, again, it goes into the Tartaria, the mud flood stuff, all that they want so bad the knowledge not to come out of America. That's what it really boils down to. That's what it appears it comes down to. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. So that's what it boils down to. That it had to come from somewhere else, and that's what they're trying to prove, that America couldn't have been advanced as what it was. And that gets into the Time Walkers, because the Time Walkers say that they helped the Moors, and that's my problem with finding and why I look for Moors, because it's like through the Time Walkers I have to. If I can find a noble Moor, that's where all the power. Well, not the power, but it's like completing. They made some type of pledge to the Moors, and it's like, if I could find a noble Moor that really stood on it, then that would kind of complete what I do. But so far, how do I want to say this? They don't. There's a part that they don't understand. They definitely don't understand the Time Walkers and their relation to the Time Walkers. They miss that. That they were given a. The Time Walkers helped the Moors destroy the old Roman Empire. That, they want to tell you, they don't want to tell you that's who they finally destroyed. They want to tell you that Napoleon destroyed it. But actually, the Moors did destroy that old Roman Empire. The Moors destroyed them in 814, something like that. Now, they didn't destroy all of Europe, but it is kind of documented that the Time Walkers did help the Moors. And it's documented some technologies existed that the Moors didn't operate, but they definitely benefited from it. So that's a little bit I could share. Because they say exactly that this is Egypt. This is the land of milk and honey. But again, we don't need to be Egypt to have the technology, because the pyramid technology is here. There's more pyramids in America than anywhere else. And they ain't even found half of them. LiDAR is telling you all this that's in South America. South America is so vast. And some of this stuff was so old and ancient that it's hidden. And, this LiDAR stuff. And the other part is, this stuff still holds energy. And, I've got in this before, is what a pyramid really is. It's the energy generator. And so a lot of, how do I want to tie this in? So, okay, I guess this is the easiest way I can make people understand. So if you think that something like Shangri-La or El Dorado exists, the city of gold, okay, if it does exist, and it does exist above the plane we're able to see, or the dimension we're able to see, they still, because they're they live around what we live on, they still need amplifiers. And so that's the LiDAR stuff. They want to find all them and knock all them off. And there's so many that's around the world, and especially in South America, because it seems like the strongest ones are there. It does kind of feed this higher dimensional beings. It does kind of feed them. It does kind of energize them. So that's the true reason of LiDAR and why it's dangerous, because they want to discover them so they can turn that off and they can tap into it. That's kind of how they do it. As simple as I could put it. So, and so, you know, it's a fight. It's a fight. You know, it's a dimensional fight. Because, you know, again, this used to be tree world. This thing went through several metamorphoses. At one time, it was just like what we call oil. That's all existed at one time. It was just whatever this is. It was just that black gook stuff. And the beings that lived around it could turn that black gook into anything. I mean, they didn't need anything solid. They could turn that gook into anything they could imagine. And then as, you know, the rocks came, and the rocks were alive. It's the same when the rocks were alive and the rocks were soft. Because, is it time to stand up again? No. And so that was a period where the rocks were alive and the rocks were soft. So that means the mountains were soft. So that was a period. And then the period of the land and the trees. I mean, this is how ancient all this is. And this was tree world. And as I said before, you know, when the Europeans came to America, they cut almost all the trees down, which led to, you know, the earth fighting back. The great Dust Bowl. That's why the trees around you ain't very old, because they cut them all down. Other than, you know, pockets of California, some of the old trees that they didn't cut down. Somebody had enough sense. It's like, we can't cut all this shit down. But that's what they did. I mean, you can get maps, and the maps show their progression across the country and the way they degreened it. Greed was one of them. You know, they didn't care about the land. They didn't care. They just wanted to make money off it. They didn't care about these ancient trees. There's pictures with Europeans killing 400-year-old trees and proud that they killed it. There were stories, and they knew how old the tree was, but yet they still destroyed it. They weren't proud to have that 400-year-old tree on their property. All they thought about is it needs to be out of the way because we can plant shit around it, instead of saying, wow, we got this gift. But that's how they treated the whole country, you know. Didn't respect it. And, you know, there was wars before then. Yet those because it shoots energy in the sky. It is the Earth's DNA. Correct me. I guess you could say, I would. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because there's a lot with the Earth's DNA. It went through several, and that's why, okay, like we were talking about, you know, what the Gipper says, and we were talking about, you know, reality. That's what we got stuck in. We got stuck in whatever individual or entity that runs this. We are in a layer over, you know, what would be called Mu. You know, the original thought, the first thought. We are a layer over that, and we're not the only layer. So we are something on top of something, but we're not really, you know, we're not on top of the real thing, it appears. Oh, but you said you were about to, let me see, trying to build my crystal and expand my library. I've been reading this book about the Anunnaki. Which one? Which book about the Anunnaki you've been reading? My son says he has my book about the last book of Iniki, the lost book of Iniki. My son has my copy of that. I let him read that, so I got to get that back from him, unless it's in his storage, which is going to be a while before I get it back. But that's and the War of the Worlds, you know. But again, you know, read other people's interpretation, not just Stinsion's, Zachariah Stinson, because again, you know, he's created a lot. Wes Paneri, that's another one. His stuff is free. And if you want to, you know, really get into some of the deeper thought forms about the Anunnaki, I think Wes does a good job with that, of really understanding Marduk, Enil, and understanding the way the war was fought, these ancient wars was fought. I think Wes Paneri gives a better example. He doesn't really glamorize it as much as Stinson. And again, Stinson's work, his interpretation, others that looked at it is like, yeah. I mean, the basic gods, yeah, but some of these stories about them, they're like, I don't know. So keep your mind open to that. That's my only thing, is keep your mind open to that. Because it's a lot of information you can man, let me see if I can show this. I want to show this because this is kind of trippy, where you can sit up in the Mall of America and you can like look at the different, like you can see all 4 floors. You see this shit? But I mean, you see how you can kind of see all 4 floors? Because I'm up on the 4th floor, and this view of first, what is it? First, second, you know, third, and then 4th. And like, it's nothing up here, but you know, the comedy club, I think Hooters is still up here. It used to be, all this used to be clubs. That shit used to be so fun. The club in the Mall of America used to be so fun. The Great American Sports Bar, that shit used to be fun. We didn't hardly go downtown. Now motherfuckers go downtown, but we didn't go downtown when I was in my 30s. We went out to the Mall of America and partied out there. And I guess they say smoking killed the Mall of America. Picture my great-grandmother. Trying to look for something else. Nah. Oh, yeah. Let's see a little. Let's see if I can blow this up. There we go. Nope. All right. I love this one. Here we go.
Repeal the international robot laws. Yes, repeal the international robot laws. Abolish the use of police bots. Abolish the use of police bots. Robots only exist to serve us. Robots only exist to serve us. Robots are nothing but slaves. Robots are nothing but slaves. Robots are inferior to man. Robots are inferior to man. Death to the machines. Death to the machines. In the day of reckoning, repeal.
Death to the machine. That is the thing. And the beast hides behind the machine. Don't forget that. The beast hides behind the machine. Oh man, y'all want to see what I used to look like? This bug looks just like me. That bug looks just like me. That's how I used to look. Remember, we got our haircut one time. We walked together, and they were like, damn, you guys look alike. That's why they call me, I'm a back breaker, a baby maker. I'm a back breaker, a baby maker. What anime was? I don't remember where. I forget. I forget what anime that is. I don't know. The Anunnaki Chronicles. Okay, yeah, I've read that one. Anunnaki Chronicles. Okay, remember that all comes from Stinson's work. But if you're interested in it, check out Wes Paneri's work too. And it's free. You can just download that. It's Wes P-E-N-E, Wes Paneri. If you like that kind of thing, I think he gives an interesting perspective of that. Yeah. Abundance to all. Indeed. Indeed, abundance to all. And it's like, I don't know. I just try to be positive, like men should look good all the time. What does this song say? Everybody likes a sharp dressed man. And so I try to present myself every day as a sharp dressed man. I'm a manly man. That dress shit bothers the fuck out of me. It does. It should never be accepted. And no young man should have to do that. And no young man is raised to do that. We're not raised to wear dresses. So why all of a sudden we got to wear dresses if we get some kind of fame? That's not natural. That shows you that's agenda-based. It's agenda-based. Boy Scouts, as corrupt as the Boy Scouts, they wasn't teaching you to wear dresses. Maybe there was some abuse there, but they still operate. And there's still some that ain't nothing weird happen. That ain't part of, they don't, when you go and when the NBA has workshops, they don't have workshops that say wear the dress and you'll be more accepted. It's a wickedness behind that. It's a wickedness behind that and wanting you to accept that for young men. That's totally agenda driven, nothing more. And it's not natural. Now, if you want to say you want to be, what was his name? They cut his head off, William, where he fought the British and shit. If you want to wear a kilt and you from Ireland, okay, I say have with it. That's the culture there. But it's not the culture here. And I don't care how many celebrities, try to make that a norm, melanated people still going to be against that. We ain't idolizing people to do that. We ain't telling what was the Waynans, the Waynan had the nerve to say that the White Chicks was a classic movie. Really? A movie where they got Terry Crews trying to go after one of you, to hook up with one of you. Looking at one of you with horniness, is that, and that's that. We see Terry Crews in a couple of them. We saw Terry Crews in Fridays, playing with his meat while he watching Tupac. Didn't that how the original Friday go? Terry Crews is watching Tupac playing with his meat. So Terry Crews has always been with the fuckery. And I don't, like I said, I'm not into nigga news. Not like that. I don't care what these celebrities are saying, because it's like they're celebrities, they're actors. What is the sports dude gonna do? They see that the money is here. But to show you how real money is, I mean, Sharp only made about 600,000 on 53 million views, 55, 56 million views. He made about 600,000. If you break it down, that he probably got. Playing with his meat. Yeah, he was. You remember that? Go to Fridays when he watching Tupac. This nigga's playing with his meat. He put his hand in his pants and then he get up, he dancing and shit. Am I making that up? Y'all saw the movie? That's what the nigga was doing. Nigga was straight up, As Tupac was turning the nigga on. And so, and that's part of the sacred ball game, is being a manly man. And I know plenty of people that are manly men. So it kind of throws me off when I see a manly man saying it's all right to be unmanly. That throws me off. I'm like, wow. What's behind that? Why would a manly man tell young generation it's okay, that it's only niggas? Only niggas, I mean, study 50s Hollywood. What America was presented as the ultimate, man, behind the scenes, he wasn't the ultimate man. That's the Rock Hudson. And, Rock Hudson had a good show. I forgot that. Macmillan and Wife was a good TV show where he was the police commissioner in San Francisco. That was actually a pretty good show of Rock Hudson. Again, he's being a manly man. But it was a good show. Macmillan and Wife. If anybody remembers that, Rock Hudson played that. And that he played a strong character again. But that's what America was putting out there. And behind the scenes, the other countries knew. The other countries knew. It's like, America thinks they fooling people, but let's look at what it really is. Time is it? Okay. I ain't really gonna do shit tomorrow, so, you know. So, you can't be thrilled about entertainers. Be just that, entertained. And, you know, we can go through the last 2 years of Netflix specials, comedians. Who been funny? Who been funny the last 2 years? Dave Chappelle's had 2 that it wasn't funny. Cat Williams' Netflix wasn't funny. Shit, Kevin Hart, his last 4. Like, he was on stage talking about where he hides the knives. And he took that joke for about 10 minutes, it seemed like. Like, it wasn't funny when you first said it. None of the rest of this shit is funny either. Like, so, and Monique was like terrible. Like Corey Holcomb say, I was waiting for her to tell a joke. Her stories wasn't funny. That's why I like going to see the new up and coming cats. Some fresh, some people that still want to kill it. Still want to be funny, you know? I don't need to be a speech. Okay, Dave Chappelle, we got it. Okay, you don't like gay folks and you want to tell jokes. But like Corey said, you got them all around you. But yet you want to, you know, get this dialogue that ain't funny anymore. You know, maybe the first time we heard it, but, you know, it's not funny anymore. Shit, people are fucking people. You know, who you love is who you love. That shit's on you. And, you know, I talk shit like Eddie Murphy said. You know, I talk about him because I just talk about him. I mean, it's no harm. It's no, you know, my son is gay. My daughter's gay. My middle daughter. So, you know, I let them be. I don't say yay or nay. You know, I let them be and I accept them who they are. I accept them who they are. I mean, does it take away from me? Yeah. That means my son, my name ain't going to continue, my last name. And the same way for my daughter. She's not creating another one of my mother and my grandmothers, you know. She's talking about, well, we can adopt. Okay, that ain't our blood. My sister adopted. That ain't her blood. That don't continue our blood. That don't continue your mother and your father. Yeah, it gives them the name, but it ain't the blood. It ain't the DNA. And that's what you want to pass to your children and your grandchildren. So that's 2 of my children that probably won't have children. And none of my oldest is 34. He'll be 35 this year. Still does not have any children. So the odds of him having children, you know, man can have a child anytime, but just the odds, it just looks, you know, because what they don't understand is like my daughter, I'm 50 years older than my daughter. So I have to be 100 to live to be the age that she was born. You know? So when you're talking about how long we're going to be together, I can't say. You know, I'm already 60. By the time she's about to graduate, I'm going to be tipping to, you know, almost 70. So that's something to think about if you want to have children that late. Because you have a lot more patience for a newborn. Like now, getting up, like you better go get that motherfucker. But whenever the children, if they do have children, you know, I'll love them. And however, even if they adopt, I'll love the children that they bring in. That, you know. But that's just something to think about. Corey's funny. Corey is funny. He's quick-witted funny too. He's quick-witted funny. He's not an intellect though. He's funny, but he's not intellectual. And that's my only knock with Corey. He tries to fake being intellectual, but he's not intellectual. He's a funny comedian, but he's not well-read. He's not well-read. Like when he has Marcus on, Marcus is well-read. You could, even though Marcus has that funny accent, and he should take classes, diction classes, but Marcus is well-read. And so Marcus, you know, can say some things sometimes. And Marcus's own show is, you know, he's trying. He wants to dress up, and which, right on. You know, Marcus, I catch Marcus's show every once in a while. Okay. I catch Marcus's show every once in a while. This nigga didn't answer me back. This nigga got to be asleep. I know I wrote him late. My best friend said he got offered a junior high job. He said the coach, something happened, so the coach can't coach. So he's coaching the girls, so now he's coaching the boys. He said the first time he met the team is he coached them in a game. So he said he had the first practice, and his daughter's playing, so he's a busy guy. He's a busy guy. Great guy, though. But he's a very busy guy. But I called him because I want him to go. Ryan Davis is coming here, as I mentioned, and I'm getting tickets this week. I don't only get tickets for me and my wife because we get these group tickets, and if everybody don't come, you get better seats if you get there early. So I want better seats, and plus I want to order my dinner before the comic come on. So if I get there early, I can sit down, order my dinner, be done by the time the first comic come, and have 3 or 4 drinks in me. So that's how I want to do it. So I'm going to just buy our tickets. Y'all meet us there. What did Lorenzo say? When I first saw him in that movie, he came off as intimidating. Then when he did that, Tupac while playing with his meat, that intimidating factor went out. Exactly. Then the niggas dancing, and his first 10 movies, the nigga had to do his breast, where he'd move his breast, and the nigga was dancing. He's like his first 10 movies, the nigga, they got the nigga dancing. You know what I always say? Niggas be dancing. They always show us dancing, So it don't surprise me when he said that Weinstein bitched him in front of his wife. Yeah. He was up in the parties is what he's telling you, though. He's up in them parties. And yeah, a lot of them is up in them parties, and I think what Kat said is, it's they accept it. They accept it. Well, I think I'm gonna kill it. I'm sorry about last night. I had the sneezes and stuff. I think I'll be back on Saturday night. Yeah, I'll be back on Saturday night. So look for me around midnight to 1. I should come sometime there. I don't think I'm coming on tomorrow night unless I get super bored. But I might go see, I know Jeffrey said don't see Madam Web, but I'm going to still watch it out so I can break it down. So thank you. Party hardy. What did he say? P-U-R-T-Y, party, let's all get high. P-U-R-T-Y, party, let's all get high. I remember when, one of my nicknames is Lonzo Ginyard. 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 That's a name in South Carolina. North Carolina basketball player was a Ginyard. And my friend, he looked at a little boy picture of mine. He's like, that looked like Lonzo Ginyard. Don't you know, we got high and got to smoke, and these niggas is going to the beat. Lonzo Ginyard. And these 2 niggas is just dancing around me, and they just thought that shit was so funny. They're just going, Lonzo Ginyard. And so a lot of my teammates just call me Ginyard. They'll be like Ginyard. But the dudes that came in freshmen with me call me Freak. They used to call me Freaky Toby, so Freak just kind of stood. But it's Ginyard or Freak. I call Keith James up. He's like, hey, Freak. Call Big P up. He's like, Ginyard. So, all right. Thank you for watching me. I appreciate it for you coming in. Thank you so much. I don't care if you hit the like. I don't care if you share it. That shit don't matter. This shit, I ain't doing this shit for money. And one reason why I haven't done any sports ones because you do get pigeoned into, they only want you to do one thing. I mean, if you look at my videos, the ones that did the numbers is only sports ones. Are sports related, but none of me just talking. Now, before, back in 20, it seemed like more people were interested, but this thing has grown, so I understand. But I don't, if you like it, you like it. It doesn't really matter to me. But thank you. This has been the Chocolate Mountain Show. For those of you that came up on the Galactic